Good morning. Welcome to the Women in Leadership, Body, Mind, Soul, and Business podcast. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather. And together we are working to connect women in leadership, body, mind, soul, and business, build relationships, empowering each other, improving the health and wellness of the community, sharing the heart and soul of who we are.
And what we do. Whew. Today's guest is an amazing, successful businesswoman who found relief for her family in the realm of cleaning products. Here with us in studio today, again, to share her heart with us, the wonderful Tracy Oberg. Thank you, Tracy, for coming and being with us in studio today. It's so nice to have you actually in person.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be in your space. It is so wonderful here and to be back on their podcast and part of your community.
Yes, you're a big part of our
A
community.
huge part of our community. And you've just really been working with the networking groups and things locally. And then not only do you do H2O at home, but you also help your husband run another business. You have a very, very, very busy plate. And we're honored to have a little piece of your time today.
So thank you. I'm very honored to be here.
So Tracy, let's do a quick review for our listeners of a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Tracy Oberg. I am an independent advisor with H2O at Home. I sell all natural home care and personal care products. We do in-home parties, which is or events, workshops, demos, the best way to see the products, because once you get them, they're a little bit different than the other cleaning products. So you want to see how the cleaning clay works if you've purchased that recently,
right?
And you want a demo and to touch and feel and smell. So it's best to do it in home. I've also do open houses once in a while, but I can meet people at coffee houses. I've been doing everything via Zoom and internet for 2 years, so I am excited to be back in person. I've got my first open house next week.
Yay!
Oh my gosh! Yay!
Open the doors is kind of nerve-wracking. Just it's like, oh, I haven't even cleaned my house properly in 2 years. But we'll ignore that, and you can come and see the demos because I have lots to clean.
Right.
There
This is your spring cleaning opportunity.
Yes.
Right. Oh, I love that. And then the other thing that you've been doing that has been really great is these you've been doing videos on Facebook, live videos on Facebook, which I know has been a big deal for you to be able to be in the space where that is a little more comfortable for you. But they have been really amazing. I was watching one just the other day. You were using the electrostatic broom and things to sweep off the stairs, and you're like, oh, this is quicker than using the vacuum. And I was watching you do it. I was like, yep, that's quicker. That's easier.
Yes.
And, it got all that pet hair up really, really easy. And I was like, oh, now I might need the broom too. And I have the dustpan and I have the handheld ladybug thing. These are electrostatic rubber bristles that just work really great for pet hair. Really, really great. And
I like the ladybug on the cat tree.
Yes.
Oh, using the ladybug on the cat. I thought that you were talking about another cleaning device
on the cat to clean all the cat hair off the cat tree or off the dog beds, the back of the couch,
And then you can also use the ladybug on your clothes.
Yes, it's a lint brush.
I wouldn't even have thought of using a lint brush to get it off of other areas. It totally makes sense to me now that you said that. But on the cat tree, yes, because who wants to get the vacuum out and deal with that?
That's a lot of nooks and crannies on a cat tree and curves and weird things. It's hard to
just wipe it down.
Yes. It's faster and easier.
So I see them lugging out all the equipment because you got to get the canister vacuum with all the attachments. I see this right. That was the one that Grandma kept in the blue room, away from everybody. The one we only used occasionally. You got to get all the attachments. You got to find the attachments. And get it together and then clean it because the last person probably didn't clean it, right? Before you even start the cat tree. Before you even get to the cat tree. Or you could just, walk up with your ladybug, wipe it down and be done. I love it. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah. I should actually bring the ladybug out here because,
We talked about
you know, dog hair.
We are always, I'm like, oh,
We have
well.
dogs with podcasts all over the place. All the time. So
Sometimes we're like,
luckily,
it's just a
the
thing.
pet hair doesn't show up very well on camera, so you guys just don't know. It's fine.
True.
So, what is one of your absolute favorite products that you use, and how has it like changed your life?
oh, there's so many.
I know.
When I started, I did this for income.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be life changing. I didn't know I would be on camera 5 years later.
Right.
Like,
Who
or
knew
that I
that?
would grow so much, or I'd meet so many
Mhm.
people. But my favorite product that I couldn't live without is probably the laundry, because that has made such a big difference on my family's health.
I think you should maybe tell a little bit about that, because
Okay,
I know
again,
that we
I'll
talked
recap.
about it last time, but I think that it's so powerful.
So
And, I mean, and talking about the why we're doing these things, and like having all of our clothes touching our skin, and then we are getting those chemicals from the laundry soap that we're using. If I'm, am I
Mhm.
getting this
Yes, you
correct?
are,
Oh,
yes.
I paid attention to you.
So people don't think about the health from our environment and our household products.
Mhm.
You think about it for what you eat
Mhm.
and your supplements and your exercise.
Mhm.
However, our chemicals in our products and our household products, they're affecting us. So
Mhm.
my son had eczema fairly severely. I mean, there's much worse cases
Mhm.
at 8 weeks old. So his skin was open.
It sounds awful that the other babies would be even sicker than yours. Like
Oh, I have
8 weeks old. 8
Yes.
weeks old. Like we're
Yeah.
talking our newborns.
I
Like,
know.
oh my gosh. Okay.
But there's so many other things it could be. So it was skin, it was open wounds, like his clothing would stick to it. It was,
Oh,
it was
Oozies
awful.
and nasty.
And I used Dreft, and I used as many natural products as I could. I did not realize that there's places to research and see what the chemicals are.
Mhm.
So ewg.org.
Oh, we need to drop that in the-
ewg.org.
Yes, go there to research any of your
I'm gonna type it
current
in the-
household products. They
Mhm.
research products made in the US only. So the products I sell are made in France. It's a direct sales company. So these are only US, and it rates all of your products and tells you why. So how it affects the hormones, if they can cause cancer, and what it's rated. So the products I was using that I thought that I was doing well had poor ratings.
Mhm.
So when I found H2O at Home for income, I found out about EWG, researched my products, and it's quickly changed. And within 3 months, his skin went from us having to put lotion on 3 times a day to 2 to 3 times a week.
Wow.
So it made such a big difference. And he was 10 at the time, and he gets cracked knuckles, and then on his face, you can see it right now. It's actually on his arms too. There's so many factors. So these products aren't curing. It's just taking one of the factors away that is
Well, I know, and
causing
it's the
irritation.
time of year too, because I've noticed even my skin's drier,
Mhm.
and so then I tend to lean. I have to be careful not to go into eczema. Like, okay, I need to make sure I'm not irritating my skin with other cleansers, or
Yeah.
you have to take those precautions, right? Because it's the time of the year. It's winter. It's cold. Our weather in the Pacific Northwest is on crack. One minute it's like pouring down rain, and the next minute it's sunny and beautiful.
And sometimes it's sunny and raining at the same time.
It's like, wow, cool. Who knows what it's gonna be? So like that, and that's just the weather factor. So there's like
Mhm.
so many factors, like the hydration plays a role in your
Yes.
skin, like how much collagen you're getting, how much, like how old you are. Are you producing collagen still? Like all of these things play a factor
Your
in our
personal
skin.
hormone level.
Yeah.
That for myself, that affected me. My psoriasis, so that the hormones affected me during puberty, pregnancy,
Mhm.
menopause.
Oh, great.
When
So-
I was younger, I had really, really bad eczema. So I know how that feels like inside my elbows, behind my knees, the
Mhm.
bottoms of my feet would
Ouch.
itch, and I still get it sometimes. And we thought at the time that it was related to dairy.
Mhm.
I've done that one. Yep.
Yes.
Dairy elimination. Yeah.
So I actually didn't have dairy most of the time growing up, but I think there was more than that because I have changed how I do things versus how my mom does things, with cleaning products and things like that. And I have not had a problem with my eczema
Mhm.
breaking out nearly as bad in 20 years.
That is great.
And it used to itch so bad I would scratch it till it bled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was
You do,
horrible.
absolutely.
It was horrible.
I was working as a massage therapist and I got eczema really bad on my hands.
Oh no.
And I had to wear gloves to do massage, which is really a feat to find the right kind of gloves. And then if people are allergic to latex, there's like all these other things you have to deal with. And they couldn't have powders in the glove. I actually worked with a dentist hygienist and she would get me the dental gloves because those you could still feel things through the gloves.
And they were
uh,
thick enough that they wouldn't break.
And yeah, and protect my clients from my skin and me
Mhm.
from their skin, like but
Yes.
looking back, if I could have done anything differently, I think I was so extremely stressed out and I was so unhealthy internally, emotionally, that it was definitely my body was screaming.
Mhm.
It's really the whole
There's so
picture.
many
There's
factors.
your external environment. So that has the cleaning products, your supplements, your stress level, your
Mhm.
mental health. It's a whole package.
It's a
Yeah.
whole package.
I think that's
So we
why
gotta
I
take care of all of
study
it.
functional medicine
Mhm.
and I try to listen to functional medicine people because it's not just about one thing.
Mhm.
It's not just like this is the one cause. Everything's connected
Yes.
and it's everything. But we don't have to be an expert on everything. So like I'm so excited. I love I always feel called out when when I listen to your cleaning tips. My favorite one is like if you take out 10 outfits, you put them all away before you walk away. I feel called out every day. At the bottom of my bed today, I was like, I'm gonna go see Tracy. These need to go back in the drawer.
That's for your mental health.
It
for
is.
sure.
It has made a
Yeah.
huge difference. We were talking about that. And our families too. Like if we're picking up and resetting the space, that's the terminology we use in our
Mhm.
house. Okay, it's okay that we're messy, but we're going to take a minute to reset. And that has really helped us. Like it's like we're still being expressive. We're still who we are. I still make my little nest of craft stuff around
Yeah.
me, but I take a minute to reset the space and then it just feels fresh and good. I even noticed I opened my blinds in my room yesterday. I was like, who am I?
The sun is shining
The sun was
through.
shining. I was like, it was so great. Like to have the natural light in there.
Yeah.
To feel comfortable in my space is it's just
And
Yeah.
my family, we recently redid how we were doing chores because basically I got tired of the kids arguing. This isn't my job.
it's not my turn.
It's not my turn. That's not mine. Just freaking do it, okay?
So she was just doing everything.
So yeah, and I was just doing everything because I'd walk. It was like don't walk past the sock on the floor.
The simple thing, like
And I watched my kids walk past the same thing in the middle of the floor like 9 times, whether it was there or not. They left it there. So I lost my cool.
Mhm.
I call it the momzilla moment.
Yeah.
When you can't take any more and you just lose your crap.
Yeah.
And also I found I'm seeing a pattern in our ability to momzilla after we've been sick. So like we've given ourselves the grace to be sick, but we're not really have a plan for how we're going to get back on track. And that I was like, that's why we're losing our crap because we don't see the plan. We just see everything all at once. We're overwhelmed,
Right.
and we just lose our shit because we're like, dude, I wasn't the only one that lives here.
Right.
Right.
And then especially as working women, right? We can't do everything. So the traditional expectation that the wife's supposed to do the cooking, the cleaning, and all that stuff is crap. Okay.
Heck yeah.
We are no longer in traditional marriages. We are in partnerships.
Right.
We're teams, we're family units, however you look at your family dynamic, it's a lot more flexible.
It's about being balanced and
Mhm.
in unison and everybody doing their part. It's not a
Right.
one way, you do this, I do this, and that's it.
Right.
That's not how
Right.
It's just sock on the floor. Anybody can pick it up when they walk past, not just mom.
Right.
exactly.
Exactly. So I sat down, I took like an afternoon off because I was like super stressed out, and I typed like 5 pages of things because my autistic child and my high anxiety child need things broken down and they need checklists. So I made them a checklist broken down to the smallest things. Like when you take the trash out, you also put in a new bag. You wipe off the lid of the trash can, and if anything is on the floor around the trash can, you pick that up too. It's all part of it.
And those
Yes.
are literally the details that we go through in our head with our autistic children every time. Like, I didn't just ask you to do laundry. I asked
It's
you
not that
to
simple.
bring your laundry in. Yes. Then you need to fold it, and then you need to put it away, and then you need to put your dirty clothes in the laundry basket so they're pretty and nice and ready to go to, like it's the whole, like, we have to break down every single step. So if you're like, what are these crazy autistic moms doing? We have details.
We have details, right? But it also makes us think of things in a different detail-oriented way, which is cool, that we've learned these skills to cope with our children. But at the same time,
I don't know that
I
it's cope with our children,
understand.
but help our children cope. Because I
Yes.
feel like if we're coming from a place, if they could,
That was
they
very
would.
negative wording of me. Thank you for correcting that.
If they could, they would.
Yes.
So I always approach my children, if they could do this, they would have done it.
Mhm.
Like that, like, am I communicating everything that I need from you?
Yeah.
Am I communicating? I always come from that approach because they want to be good kids.
Mhm.
They want to show up well. They know, nobody comes out going, I'm gonna wreak havoc. It'll be great. Just let me do my own thing. Bye.
Right.
So
It doesn't work that way.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if they can, they would.
They
So what
would.
can I teach them?
Yeah.
What skill do they need? And just because I think it's a skill they should have doesn't mean they do.
Right.
Because we all have those missing pieces, right?
Mhm.
And even for myself, sometimes I'll go start at the beginning of something because obviously I missed a piece.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's good to take a financial class, see where you missed the boat.
We can't be experts in everything.
No.
No.
And we have to rely on each other to be the experts in things that we're not good at, or things that really stress you out. It's okay to ask for help on, like, this is really hard for me. I can do it, but it's going to cause other issues with me. So
Maybe your
to,
hormones are out of balance because you're using horrible fabric stuff and you don't even know it. So Tracy is like, hey, try this laundry soap and see if you feel better. And just making that change could change your life. Like you might be one change away from a different life.
Yeah.
Right. We have so many things. You guys, your community that you've created,
Mhm.
if I need help with trying to figure out how to share to my group, I can go on to the groups that
Mhm.
we've got the empowered women
Mhm.
and
Our guest community.
your guest
absolutely.
community
Yeah.
and
You can ask the
the
questions.
networking in person that we have as well.
Mhm.
There's so many people who've got expertise in areas that I do not, that
Exactly.
I can ask.
It's sometimes it's just listening to someone be like, I'm really struggling with this. You know what? I got someone that does that and it's their passion. Do you want to like hook up with them? Can I hook you up? Like,
Let's connect.
I'm really good at helping people figure out how to utilize their technology efficiently for them
Mhm.
and really getting that going for them. Like that,
Mhm.
that help.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's like, okay, I have tried this 19 different ways and I can't figure it out. And it's just so simple, like click this button. Like with me the other day when
I could not find like how to make a video longer on Canva. I know that it exists, but I could not find the button for the life of me. I went from my phone to the computer, back to my phone, back to the computer, handed it to Charlie. B comes out and goes click.
Right.
I'm like, I know this exists.
Right.
I've used it before.
And this wraps right back into this week's topic, which is a distorted sense of self, right? It's letting your ego be like too much, right?
Right.
You know,
I have to do it myself.
yeah.
I, this is all my responsibility.
Mhm.
I'm alone.
Mhm.
If you find yourself in those
Those negative eyes.
I have that struggle in my other business with my husband. I feel I have to be an expert at every single thing in business, which is not the ordering, the accounting, the shipping. I need to.
Well, you wear all those hats.
Yes, but I expect from myself
Right.
perfection for every task, which is impossible.
Right. It's impossible.
It is
We're
impossible.
humans.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to screw up. I mean, we were going back and forth with our graphic for you because it's like, okay, the picture's kind of grainy. Let's see if we have a different one. And then it's like, oh, by the way,
this is how you spell my name
correctly.
correctly. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And
that's great. Now we know for sure, right? Like, I want to know those things because I'm looking at the aesthetic. Like, how does it look? How does it flow? Do we like the way it pops? Those things, right? Sometimes I even forget to put our logo stuff on. Like I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm done, but I'm not done. I like
we designed, waited a couple weeks, and then ordered our business cards and forgot to put our name on them, you guys.
Oh my goodness.
It's got our pictures and it's got our QR code on the back and our phone number and stuff.
Our names are on there.
Our names are on there.
Again, that's the type of thing I put out in some of my communities. I'm in masterminds and different things. It's like, okay, can somebody look at this to make sure before I order my business cards, does this look good? Have I got everything?
Yeah. Both of us missed it though.
Yes.
And every person we've given our cards to, no one has said a thing. But I was talking to a gal. I was supposed to be taking a break. But of course, you run into someone, you talk, right? We traded cards. She's in real estate. She handed me her card. I handed her my card back. And she's like, but your name's not on here. Like, how am I supposed to remember your name?
That's so funny.
I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I just started laughing because I was like, it never even occurred to me that my name wasn't on there.
Anybody else made some kind of weird, silly, like just, I can't believe I did that kind of mistake?
Definitely.
I
all
love to
the
be
time.
perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
I really embrace it. Like I do. I know that if all the letters are there, it's probably spelled right. That's how my brain sees it though, because of a head injury as a kid. Like, I don't see numbers or letters in words. I see them kind of as a whole. I see them differently. So, and I that's why I'll remember, like, it looks correct, but I'll be like, can we like go letter by letter and make sure I got this right? Like,
Is it in the right order?
yeah, because
Yeah.
And then I run through all the I before E except after C, all the little things.
The things that you had to reteach yourself after having that brain injury as a child.
Right.
Reteaching yourself how to read and things like that. And I understand that it's still a struggle for you, but you just,
It's part of
it's
me.
part of you.
Yeah, it is part
And
of
that's
me,
fine.
and it's okay. So I don't need to be focused on those things.
Mhm.
If I partner up with somebody that usually gets it,
Usually.
you get going. It happens. It happens. So
happens.
definitely point it out. I'm not going to take offense. Yeah.
We are having such a great time hanging out with Tracy today, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It's nice to have someone in studio and to
Right?
be able to be social with people again and everybody's well again. Like,
we finally got rid of the masks mandate.
Yes,
As of,
Monday, wasn't it?
it was Saturday.
Saturday.
I'm
right?
like, I
Friday
have no
night at
idea.
midnight. So my little sister was telling me that her and some friends went out that Friday night,
Mhm.
and the bar had a countdown timer to the mass
Oh,
mandate, and I thought that
fun.
was hilarious.
Like a masquerade party, and you all
Yeah.
get to reveal
She said
your
it was-
Reveal.
She said they
It
had the
is.
countdown going like it was New Year's Eve. And I was like, that's awesome.
That'll be a memory they have forever.
That's
Mhm.
fun. I didn't even think of something like that.
Isn't
Like
that
it
fun?
wasn't even in my, I was like, I don't care, whatever. Whatever. It's never bothered me. And I didn't feel controlled or anything by it. So I just was like, whatever. But
Right.
yeah. So I think that it's great that people made memories like that. Like
Mhm.
that is good for, like our society. It's like a good stepping
really
stone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like here, at least locally, we're moving forward. I know much of the world is still in a sad place right now. And I continue to send out positive vibes and love and hope and prosperity to those who are struggling, because I know there's people struggling. The cost of things has gone up, and I know that there's people out there having to make the choice to
Pay
put food on the
PUD
table,
or play
utilities,
gas.
rent, car payment,
Kids are
gas,
struggling.
it's a struggle. You have to figure out
Yeah.
where that is, but please know that there are resources available to you if you are struggling. Please don't let food be one of them.
That's
Okay,
true.
go to the food bank.
Yeah, don't be
and use your resources.
That's great for distorted sense of your ego.
Mhm.
If that is-
Don't let that stop you from going to the food bank
Yep.
if you need to.
Ask for help,
Absolutely.
even if it's
And I want to
Something
say
simple.
too, like if you have like dietary requirements, our food banks understand that. So just make sure you just speak up.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to use your voice.
Yeah, I know some families who have gluten intolerance, which is very common, right? And they go
I
to the
have
food
been-
bank, and the food bank has some gluten-free options.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they'll ask you, and you'll find things maybe you didn't even know didn't have gluten in them.
Right.
Now my
Cool.
son's like, this doesn't have gluten in it, Mom. Can I have it? That might have been
He
a
was
personal
really
experience.
excited about a box of cereal.
He
the
was
other
very
day.
excited about a box of cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I think too that goes right into something that's on Tracy's heart and mind, that we don't need to continue to struggle, that there are
Yes.
options for women, well, for anyone, but that there are options for us as women to make extra income without leaving our house, without going off to work more or leaving our kids at home while we do it. Did you want to talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
there's so many options. There's so many direct sales. I researched mine. I didn't come across a product and fall in love. I researched what aligned with my passions. So you can go that route. There is so many people in our community to help. Avon, Carrie Byram reached out to me when I became a chamber member. She took me under her wing. She showed me vendor events. She showed me what she's been doing. She's been doing this for 16 years, I think.
Oh wow.
Direct sales. So she
We
could
hope to
stay
get
at
her on
home.
the show
Yes.
too. I really
She's on
like
our-
her.
She's on our
She's
list.
on the list.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be in the same company to help each other out.
No, you don't.
I met with someone from Zaya. We had a coffee. We went over some ideas. So there's a great community and we can all reach out and help each other. But if anyone wants to join H2 at home, I would of course love that because I love sharing these products. I think they are amazing.
So if
But
you
it
really
brings-
have a passion for cleaning
Mhm.
and you have a passion for wanting to live a cleaner life,
Mhm.
the H2O at home has a great line of products.
Yes.
They're really fabulous.
Really,
And I
really,
love
really.
that it's French based because I think that we really need some more products that have a different standard for
They
how they're
have
created.
European
Mhm.
standards, which is 95% natural or products before they get the certification,
Mhm.
which is completely it's a little more strict than over in the United States here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am new into MLM. I know that people have been doing it for a long time, direct sales. I would say I'm still a baby in the
Mhm.
industry, but without it, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Right.
Right.
Same.
I would
wouldn't
not.
either.
I would not have the confidence to
Mhm.
go live. Just the support and growth you get for yourself, the community. So
Mhm.
I'm sure there's bad ones, but I found personally I found a group of people that wanted to be the difference. They, we don't want to be that group,
Mhm.
so that I was like that aligns with me, right? Like
Right.
you find it, and so I'm different in different industries. I do more supplement things, but
It's still about health.
it is.
for-
It's about
moving
health and
forward,
wellness and
Mhm.
community.
personal
And
growth.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have lost 170 pounds
Mhm.
if it wasn't for an MLM that I became part of, and can still do, but I still use the products for myself,
Mhm.
and it, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you are in an MLM and sometimes you get that sense of false, what, what's the word I'm looking for? I know you know the word.
are you thinking like if you're feeling like a number?
Yeah, or feeling like what you're doing isn't valid.
Right.
There's another word for that I was looking for.
I can't. think
But
of it. We'll find it and we'll drop it in the comments.
You are
because it will
valid.
come. It will come.
It might be in the middle of the night 3 days from now, but it'll come.
It's true.
But you are valid in what you are doing, as a MLM.
Mhm.
I think that it can be
Right.
lonely if you're at the beginning of that journey and you think that you feel like you're spammy, you feel like,
Mhm.
that's what you're doing.
Yes.
You don't have to feel that way. I think that we can grow beyond that feeling, and you grow in your purpose to serve the community differently. And so once you connect to that,
Mhm.
If
you're gonna feel so different.
if you're passionate about them, you're passionate about the
Yeah.
products you're using. I'm passionate about the cleaning products. I
Mhm.
believe in them. I use them. I
Yeah.
want to share them.
Right.
So if you find
It
that,
makes it easy.
in my company, we across the board, no matter what team you're on, everybody lifts each other up. There's always helping hands. We share ideas. We share graphics. We share.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A community. It's a
a-
community.
Yes.
And it's different than working in like a caddy office.
Mhm.
It is very different.
It is very different.
So, and I think that that's what keeps drawing me to it, is that community.
Mhm.
Like the community of people that are all like-minded and all excited about the same things and
Mhm.
sharing the information and really connecting with our hearts and soul of why we're doing what we're doing.
And I like the opportunity for growth. We've got people who it's their entire business or their entire work career,
Mhm.
and they put their kids through private school and college.
Mhm.
Right.
One person in Alaska has paid off their mortgage recently.
Right.
They supporting their family. So for me,
I've
it's
heard
only
people like paying off student loans in
Yes.
one check. Like,
mine's only a few $100s a month because it's my part-time. But the
but a
growth
few
is there.
$100
It's
a month
It's not crazy.
is
yes, it's gas right now.
right.
That's right,
or
yeah.
groceries or
Yeah.
emergency things you
Yes.
need you didn't think of at the end of the month. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have money on a card somewhere. Like just from talking to people and just
Yes.
being out in the community more.
It's really awesome. So if you are thinking about different MLMs, make sure you do your research.
Mhm.
You can check the Better Business Bureau also,
Yes.
but find something that you're passionate about. If it's like, oh, well, my friend's doing this and they want me to be under them, that's not necessarily a good enough reason.
No.
Okay.
Right.
Find something that you're passionate about, that you
Well, it might be if it opens the door, but don't feel
Mhm.
like you have to be stuck in that one.
Right.
Right. Like if your friend's doing it and you kind of have that pull and you kind of maybe get your feet wet, but then you find your passion isn't aligning with the products,
Mhm.
well, go find the product that you are passionate about.
Mhm.
Like that's, I am all about that. Like, don't be stuck somewhere just because you don't want to be a game, I don't want to keep changing the the game, right?
But it doesn't have to be a lifetime commitment. So
Yeah.
you can get your feet wet. You can start, one company I know is $20 to start. Ours is $129, no inventory. So it's
Mhm.
easy to get into, try it out. And if it doesn't work, it's not a lifetime commitment.
And
Right.
sometimes you end up with a discount for yourself. I
Yeah.
mean, who doesn't
It's not a
want
good reason to do it though.
No, not to join a business, but like ultimately, at least you tried products. Usually, any starter pack comes with products.
Yes.
And you're going to get a lot more products.
Mhm. It can help. It's
Yeah.
for a small fee. It's you get a lot out of it and the personal growth.
Mhm.
I know money is great, but personal growth and confidence,
Mhm.
it's priceless.
Oh my
Right?
goodness,
Isn't it?
absolutely
Isn't it?
priceless.
Yes.
Priceless.
A lot of the personal growth books and things that I've read was because of the MLMs I've been part of. So again, it comes back to, if it wasn't for the community, being part of that community, I would not be sitting here right now either.
Oh, yeah. So when you say that, I want to say part of being a business person is you should be doing some form of personal growth
Mhm.
every day.
Mhm.
So to be a better human, to be a better leader, to run a bigger business, you have to grow as a human. So what an MLM group or community provides is a little structure for that, right? Like
Mhm.
someone to ask, like, okay, I'm struggling with this. What should I read? So, and that's great. So like I still have, yeah. Yes.
My book list is, I actually
Yeah.
have a big stack next to the coffee table, and then I'm excited to start each one.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly.
The growth.
I
Exactly.
usually get them first on Audible
Mhm.
and I'll listen to them. And because it's opening my mind, I'll listen to it again a second time.
Mhm.
And then if it's a really good book, then I buy the book and then I'll go through it with the Audible and then
Take
highlight.
The highlighter.
Yeah. It's not a book for anyone else
There's a
after.
whole journal filled out. Yeah.
Because it's my book, right? I can write on it, I can
Yeah.
draw on it, I can do whatever I want. So that's that freedom.
And if you like listening to audiobooks, Audible is great, but if you are looking for something that's more, I don't know, free, the library system has an app.
I thought you were totally gonna plug the podcast because we're on Audibles.
I mean, go download us.
That counts as a download.
You can find audiobooks
Yes, from the library.
and you can
Mhm.
download them on your phone and listen to them just like you normally would any other player. But it's an option
and
for
libraries
people
will
for free.
have great things, like sometimes they'll have business classes, they'll
Mhm.
offer free resources, they have computers. So if you don't have the skills to even do that, like there's free resources to get them.
And it's
or if you need a print and
free,
you don't have a
so-
printer, like they have printers at the library, they let you use them.
You know what they have that I didn't know? They have Discover passes at our library.
Oh,
We can go.
You can rent a
borrow
Discover Pass.
Discover Pass and go to
Borrow.
the state park
Yeah.
for the day.
For free.
For free.
Borrow.
Yes,
Borrow.
so that is a
I'm
Don't
free
even pay.
outing
like
for
rent.
your family. Well, except for the gas.
That is
Right.
cool.
But
I didn't know that.
Yes.
But yeah, then you're not paying for that day pass when you get
Mhm.
there. So that gives you that money to
Mhm.
put in the gas tank right now, right? Like, so I know you can reserve them too. I think you can.
I think that is a great resource, especially as we get into the warmer weather. Because I know we have a lot of state parks and
That is right.
community
here,
parks and things like that you have to have a Discover Pass to go to, and they will tow you.
Yeah. And then I know, like in Snohomish County here where we live, there are also Snohomish County parks.
Mhm.
So the Snohomish County parks have their own pass
Yes.
that's separate.
Yes.
So just being aware of that in Snohomish County, you can just Google, Snohomish County Parks and Rec, and it, shows you them. But their pass would be different. I don't know. Maybe we could suggest to the library that we get those too.
If you foster children, you can get a Discover Pass for free.
I did not know that.
The children in foster care get free Discover Passes.
Oh, how awesome for foster families to be
Mhm.
able to
Go camping and things like
camping, go
that.
to the beach,
Mhm.
I'm thinking of Camino State Park.
If
Like
you-
there's so many things to do at the park, but just go fly a kite and play in the water and
and I
be
can't
outside.
remember if it's discounted or free for disabled. I am a disabled veteran and I have a permanent Discover Pass. It's a little green card, and it's like if I lose it, it's $30 to replace it, but it's a little credit card I stick in my wallet and I just throw it on the dashboard when I park, and then and free camping at any of the state parks. It's super cool. So if you're a disabled veteran, go get one of those. If you have a disability, there's a form you can fill out to get either a discounted pass or free. And then, or you can borrow one from the library. So make sure you get out into your parks,
How
and it
wonderful.
doesn't have to cost you $30 a year or more. So yeah.
And too, like right now, like if you're just thinking about the Discover Pass with the price of the gas, you're like, that kills the budget for going this month. Like, so get outside will be cool. And they do have free days once a month or once a quarter, and those come up. So
Yes,
if I see them,
absolutely.
I'll share them to our page so people can find them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other upcoming events?
My gosh.
We gotta wrap it
Do
up.
we have any other upcoming
Excited.
events? I don't think that we have anything unusual or exciting. Oh, our guest yesterday has a worthy class coming up, and we'll be dropping that on our page.
A couple of different ones. She's doing Worthy and Wealthy. She sent me the information this morning, so I'll get that posted as soon as we can.
So yeah, I think that's a great resources, because especially in the MLM space, we may not feel that sense of worthiness. And what a great gift that she's so amazing. Maria Tan was absolutely awesome.
Absolutely awesome.
My tips for eating today were to eat cleaner today, because Tracy is on us like clean eating, and I think that I did find a really good article which we dropped the link to, but I think what I want to say is to look up the clean eating list. I was listening to Dr. Mark Hyman over the weekend, and he was talking about, I was like, how weird. I typed this up last week, and then I found that I was like, I love the universe. I love how everything just flows together when you're in alignment, right? And he was just talking about the, like bananas, like they have a hard outer shell, so they're more protected from things, but things like strawberries are going to absorb all of the nasties from the ground. So it's just like thinking about that when you're buying your groceries. So there's a clean 6 or clean 10 foods that you can Google, and we'll Google the link and put it in, but because that's what came up to me, like we'll just share that real quick. And oh my gosh, we are just a few weeks away from the gala for the cause of our quarter.
Yes.
So excited. Now Networking, if you haven't figured this out by now, is a wonderful organization helping young women in our community battle diversity and step up on their feet and have mentorship and scholarships to
Find
get
out
there.
more using the links in the description or in the comments.
Apparently tickets are going quickly. I purchased mine this week.
Oh, I got mine.
Excellent. Yay, we're going. Yay! We're all going.
Ooh, we can address that.
I'm so
I'm so
excited.
excited.
I
Okay.
already started picking dresses. I'm like, what do I have? Because everything's new and I haven't worn it in forever.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you again, Tracy, so much for joining us here.
Thank you for having me
Thank you
here.
so much, Tracy, and thank you so much for coming into to our space and to our students. So nice to actually be able to meet people in person.
It is. It's I love this Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And thank you to our audience for joining us today for this discussion. And we hope that you have a wonderful day and that you take this information to heart,
Mhm.
that you've just made one change for you and your family. We look forward to continuing to connect and build more relationships with more community leaders. We look forward to you joining us here at the table.
Namaste.
Namaste.